Alan, it's that weird time of year when you have to ask yourself, am I getting sick or is it just allergies? So what type of pollen usually impacts us first?
Well, the first type of pollen we really see is the tree pollen. That's what we really see that's causes problems with most people here, especially early in the season from most of spring usually. And especially those in the Northeast, we're looking at actually a little bit of relief here from what we typically see and have seen the past 3-4 years where we've seen really high tree pollen levels. We're going to see a lot less in the way of tree pollen here, especially to start things off, but some of our high levels are really going to be in the Pacific Northwest here, especially as we get into May and early June.
And while you're in the Northeast, maybe you're looking, oh, okay, it's going to be an average season, but you're saying that there could be a bad week here or there.
That's right. We could see, especially on times when we get some dry weather for a couple days and also some warm temperatures for a week or so, we could see some pretty extreme levels for a day or two. Hopefully cold fronts pass through and bring some relief to those that are suffering from allergy symptoms though.
And as we get later into the season, then grass pollen can be the next to irritate us. Who do you think is going to have the most challenging season?
Unfortunately, it does look like the Northeast is going to be brought into this for the pretty high levels of grass pollen, and also the Pacific Northwest, which was already suffering from tree pollen. They're going to be suffering from that grass pollen as well.
And it doesn't stop there. Who's going to experience the worst when it comes to weed pollen? When can we expect that arrival time?
As we get into, especially later in the summer and into the fall, that's when we typically see a lot of the weed pollen issues. That's looking like along the Gulf coastline and even into parts of the Carolinas is where we're going to be looking at some of the most severe pollen issues. But those in the Pacific Northwest, at least, that we're dealing with some pretty high levels for both grass and tree pollen, they're going to see a little bit of relief from at least the weed pollen.
And Alan, when it comes to different kinds of weather factors, what can make a day a little bit worse and then what can make things a little bit better?
Usually if we get some rain, that helps to wash out the air, as long as it's a heavy enough rain. If it's not heavy enough, it can actually increase it as the plants have plenty of moisture to work with. And usually if it's warmer days, that'll help to increase the pollen levels as well. So anybody suffering really looking for those cool rainy days to really come through.
And what kind of tips can you give people and where can they go to find some more allergy information?
We have that all available on AccuWeather, on our AccuWeather app, and also our website that you can see the pollen for the next 15 days even. And a way to get around at least some of those pollen symptoms are really just making sure you take your allergy medicine really before it begins. That's a big thing. You don't want to be taking it when you're really in the heart of the season, that you're feeling a lot of the stuffy nose and eyes feeling the issues.
And 15 days out is great, and you can do that for anywhere across the country. So even folks who are traveling, who may be going to a different area that they're not as used to, that could be really helpful as well. AccuWeather allergy expert Alan Ruppert, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you.